Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source with Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can text us 865-658-5824. Join alongside Tim in Green Bay here to talk Packers Vikings as we get closer to game day. Got 3 games set to kick off tomorrow with some playoff implications there. We may talk about that just a second as well. Let's do this, though. First things. All right, Tim, we got the injury report that came down to Pac. We're going to hit on that this evening. We've also got the head referee official named as our loyal listener, Robert, sent us over that info. We'll talk about where they rank in terms of how many flags they're throwing per game. We'll also kind of go back a little bit and talk about some of the key plays from the first matchup, the Packers-Vikings. We had a line change we're going to hit on as well. With the betting line, with obviously the injury report that dropped earlier today. Is there anything you want to hit on right out of the gate here, man, before we dive into all this info?
No, I think that's the big news, right? Let's get to the meat and potatoes right away, right?
Those meat and taters. Let's get right into it. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I got in here. There was like 30 comments. It was going crazy. So appreciate everybody swinging through. I see all the loyals in here, man. We got Greg Rice, we got A-Fam, we got Mountain Man Pack, United Bates, Holmes, Chris Ian, Jen Wright. Let's see, Ron Samble in here. Greg Rice, we got Michael Herman. Shout out to everybody. Prince in the chat. We got, let's see, Daryl in here. Good to see you, Daryl. Everybody filing in now. Appreciate y'all making us a part of your evening here on this glorious December 27th as we're getting ready for New Year's. Right around the corner, we got Jeremy Burt's in the house, Jeff Silkey, Dan Lang, Holmes, everybody. Harry Cheese is in the chat, Tim. Set up straight, all right? Hardy the Prophet, he's in here too. So
full house tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, I didn't know Hardy was out of jail. Hardy, congratulations, man. When'd you get out of the claim? I'm just joking. Just joking. All right, let's dive into it, man. Let's hit the injury report, get this out of the way. This big stinker right here. So Jaire Alexander, no surprise, guys. He's downgraded pretty much all week long. He went from full participation Wednesday, limited Thursday, did not participate today, and his official status is out. So Jaire will not be playing in this game. Corey Ballantyne, full participation all week. He's good to go. Javon Bullard was limited all week with the ankle. He is listed as questionable. And again, questionable simply meaning 50-50 chance, right, of him playing. Andre Dillard, offensive tackle with the concussion. He was not listed Wednesday, so it must have happened during Wednesday's practice or maybe early Thursday. He was limited Thursday, did not participate today. He is listed as out. It sounds like he may be in concussion protocol. Tyron Hopper, rookie linebacker with the ankle injury, did not participate and then limited. He is questionable with a 50% chance of playing. Elton Jenkins, not listed, then did not participate, then was limited, and it looks like he has no status. So Elton is good to go. That's great information there. Tucker Kraft, limited, then full participation. He's good to go. Luke Musgrave, limited. No designation in terms of game status, so he's good to go. Quay Walker is listed as out with the ankle. No surprise there. Christian Watson officially listed as questionable, so 50% chance of playing. And Evan Williams is officially listed as out with the quadricep that happened there in practice. So that's where we're sitting with our current injury report. Long story short, you're going to be without Jaire Alexander, your top cornerback. You're going to be without backup left tackle Andre Dillard, without Quay Walker, starting linebacker, and, of course, your starting safety who plays opposite of Xavier McKinney. Evan Williams will be missing this game as well. So, Tim, man, the point spread went from us being 1-point favorites to the Minnesota Vikings being 1.5-point favorites now with the collection of these injury updates. I would just about guarantee you that if Ja was active this game or was at least limited or listed as questionable, that probably wouldn't have shifted a full 1.5 or whatever it was, 2.5 points, I guess you could say, right? Mm-hmm. So that in combination, obviously, with the news around Quay Walker and Evan Williams. What it comes down to, guys, you got one of the most potent offenses in the league in the Minnesota Vikings, and you're missing 3 starters on defense. That's kind of a big deal. So I can understand the point swing there. Tim, you have the floor, man. How concerned are we about these injuries?
I love it. I bring it on. Underdog all day. Let's do it. You know, can't have the underdog without the dog, and we got plenty of dogs left on this defense and on this football team overall. So, you know, nobody's stranger to any injuries, especially this time of the year. It's next man up. I know it sounds like the old cliche, but it's true. If you get a chance, jump on social media and check out the mic'd up video from Packers.com from Carrington Valentine. Give you a little glimpse into the type of dudes we have out there stepping up in a major way when guys are out. So I think I've got full confidence in our backups and our second and third tier, depth chart guys to find a way to win. And, Minnesota's not exactly 100% healthy either. So, it's a chance to win a close ball game. I like the fact that we're not the favorite. I'll take it. I'm not big on the sports betting and all that stuff anyway. I don't really care about the point spreads, but it does give you a glimpse as to how, the rest of the sports universe kind of feels about your matchup. And if the vibe is Minnesota's very confident, they feel like they're, firing on all cylinders. They beat us once already. We're coming into their building end of the year, banged up. We're missing a bunch of key guys. They probably feel real good about just, putting a hurting on us. And I love it. Sleep on us all you want. Cause I tell you what, if we go out and get it done, like I think we're going to do on Sunday, there'll be no more secrets. The Packers will be getting the attention that they honestly deserve probably a month ago. It'll probably start coming as soon as we get this dub on Sunday. So I'm confident. I don't care about being underdogs. I'm confident that our guys are going to step up. I really am.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, man, when it comes to playing Minnesota, like I said up there, the main thing, in my opinion, like defense and the running game travels, right? Where you struggle is the passing game, and specifically the offensive line. The fact that our offensive line is completely healthy, that's a huge, huge deal to me. If Elton were to miss, I'd be a little more nervous about this. I think we're going to go out there and compete. Would I put money on the Packers winning? I probably wouldn't, but I definitely wouldn't put money on the Vikings winning either. I think this is one of those games that could come down to a 3-point difference. Now, Tim, I'm definitely in the strong minority. So many people today saying take the over, take the over, take the over. So I had to really step back and go, what am I missing here? Because I'm seeing two pretty solid defenses. But like TC Fan says here with the Super Chat, appreciate you, buddy. He says, I think both these teams' passing defensive stats have been inflated by playing bad quarterbacks. I think if we win, J-Lo is going to have to carry us. Sorry, Tim. I know you want to run the ball. So
sorry for calling him J-Lo. Oh, please, let's not call him J-Lo.
You're not a J-Lo fan, Tim?
No. J Money's cool. We'll go with J Money. No, yeah. But I know what he's saying here. Yeah, I definitely want to run the ball, but that is a totally valid point. I mean, we've played some pretty bad quarterbacks in recent memory, and it's totally fair to point that out that, maybe some of the stats are padded a little because you're getting more, bad throws and things like that. It's not even just bad quarterbacks. It could be, less than stellar receiving cores too. Although, Seattle had a pretty decent receiver core. I felt like the boys did good against the Seahawks. So I think there's truth to what TC Fan is saying here because, when I say run the ball, I just mean I want to be committed to it. I want to be a, run on first down, run focused offense. But yeah, we have got to win through the air to beat Minnesota. You've got to be able to throw the football as well. So I totally agree with that point.
Yeah, no, I think he makes a great point here. I really do. Yep. We'll see how it shakes out. Obviously, as both these teams have played some pretty bad quarterbacks here lately. And it's, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's another piece of the puzzle going to be put in place. We're going to see what this team's all about. You're going to come away from this game, in my opinion, going, okay, we can compete with the best with the current state of the team. Or you're going to come away going, might not be the year. I think you're going to get a really, really good measuring stick on this game. If we come out and we keep it within 10 points, missing 4 starters on defense, then I'm liking our chances. I really am. Or 3 starters on defense. I apologize. So I'm liking our chances of competing in the playoffs if we get a little bit healthier as we get a little deeper into the playoffs. Thank you so much, TC Fan, for the super chat. We appreciate you, buddy. And I like it, the conversation with J-Lo there, and it looks like Respect Orange says it's Pookie. Okay, let's get this right. It's Pookie. So it's Silly Body.
I was going to say, I thought it was like Silly Body or something they call him.
By the way, love the Carspiracy commercial through to
Oh
it.
yeah, that was great.
With J Love. I would play it, but be my luck we'd get hit with a copyright on a commercial. That would just be hilarious. The channel gets shut down for that, right? Joseph in the chat here says, was bored today and made my personal boards for cornerback, defensive line, defensive end, linebacker, and O-line. Excited for this crop of DBs and D linemen. Really deep class there. Draft is 365. Love it, Joseph. Never too early to start diving into the draft, man. No doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
So,
Someone's got to do it.
Emilio.
What's up, man? Yeah, the computer was fighting me. I don't know what happened. About to spike it off.
Emilio's diving into that can of daddy soda. That's what he's
Yeah, Friday night. Long work week. Got the the water heater squared away, I think. We'll see. So maybe I can get that taken care of finally.
He's been on here 13 seconds. He's talking about a water heater already.
We'll find out in the morning, won't we, Emilio?
Yeah, that's it.
Cold shower. So that's the way that works. I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Caught the pneumonia. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Daryl says, "Hey Clay, do you have any idea why the Packers picked up another running back? I didn't know they picked up a running back. Did you guys hear about this?
I believe they signed somebody. Yes, that was. Gosh, I forgot where we got him from.
We'll see if we could comb through and find it here in a
We
second.
might be able to find it. I think it was this morning or late last night or yesterday.
Got it. Okay, probably just a practice squad guy, I imagine, right?
Yep.
I know this. They like their top
running back Deshaun Fenwick signed to the practice squad.
Okay.
Running back Ellis Merriweather placed on practice squad injured. So they probably picked him up because Ellis was hurt.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
or we don't know when Marshawn Lloyd's even going to possibly return.
Yeah, you kind of look at it two different ways, right? You can go,
Yeah.
okay, is Marshawn Lloyd still banged up, not going to be activated soon, or is it something that hey, you just need an extra body on the practice squad, right? Could be that too. So we'll see, Daryl. Appreciate the information there, though, buddy. Maybe we can dive into that tomorrow morning. Maybe look into that running back a little bit more. I try not to spend a whole lot of time on the new addition of practice squad guys because it seems like sometimes you sign a guy and then 7 days later they're gone. It's like, well, we wasted 30 minutes on the show breaking down what kind of player this guy was, right? I felt that way with Ben Sims, though. Keep that in mind when Jacob talk about him on the show one day. And
same thing with Zane Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Can't wait to break down more Zane Anderson tape, man.
That's exactly right. So on the Minnesota Vikings side, as far as the injury report goes, Blake Cashman, full participation. Stephon Gilmore did not participate, but that was veteran rest. C.J. Ham, full participation. Patrick Jones, second, full participation. The only one listed as out on their injury report, guys, is Fabian Monroe, cornerback with a hip injury. He is definitely going to miss this game. Josh Oliver, tight end, full participation. Ivan Pace Jr., the linebacker with the hamstring, he's listed as questionable. And then, of course, Jalen Redmond. And the big one there, Harrison Smith, did not participate on Wednesday with the foot injury. He was full participation Thursday, Friday, and he is set to play. So kind of a bummer there for the Packers because, man, Harrison Smith, he's a dog, one of the smartest safeties in the league for sure. So there is your injury report. Emilio, Tim, you got anything you guys want to add to the injury report there? Anything that catches your eye that I may have overlooked or anything at all?
No, not much. I just, you know what? We've kept the receipt kind of short this year. I know that we've had a couple of outs recently, but I'm still not mad at where we're at. Did you hear what Matt was saying at his interview? They asked how Ja was doing. He goes, well, I'll let 3 o'clock come around and you can look at the injury report and that'll let you know. It's like, all right, that's fair. But yeah, keep Ja out, man. If it's bugging him, keep him out another 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. And let's get ready for the playoffs. And
Maddie is so sick of talking about Ja.
Yeah. And he almost, dude, yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, when they were drilling him on it, he was sitting over there. He was this close to hitting him with
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
He actually caught himself and goes, you know what? I'm not a medical guy. So, you know.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna hit him with something else.
Since we're talking about it, and we'll go back.
There it is.
We'll go back to the original tweets here. We're going to kind of walk through social media, see what's going on around Packers Twitter.
We're going to have to relabel this pod BTA, not PTA.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. This right here, and I actually asked Ryan Schlipp about this. I shot him a message like, hey, man, do you read anything into this at all? And he said no. And, Tim, I know you're going to say no. You've been really, really steadfast on your stance on this, even with the Jair suspension before. But I just said, well, this is interesting. Matt Schneidman tweeted out, they asked Matt LaFleur if they think Jair can play and Jair doesn't think he can, or if they're on the same page. And LaFleur's response was that the injury report will be out at 3. So what they're asking him is like, essentially what they're asking LaFleur here, right, is, Coach, are you guys on the same page, or is this something that Jai's keeping himself out and you guys aren't agreeing on the stance? And all he said was the injury report will be out at 3. Mm-hmm. So, for the people that want to read into that, I think there's something to be read into there. The ones who think it's nothing, I think I can see that stance too, right? It's Matt, like you said, Emilio, just sick of talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So
they're lucky they didn't just get limited all day, right? I mean, that's right. Matt LaFleur to a T is limited. I mean, as long as you're answering the question, that's it. But when he did ask him that, it was just like, dude, do you want the coach to go against his player? Do you want like the player to go against his coach? You want the player to go against the organization? Like, I don't know why we're trying to put him in, like that, put him right in the corner and get him to answer it. I would rather just say, hey, he's not practicing. All right. He hasn't played since the Jags game. Dude's hurt. I mean, would we be this upset if we had put him back on IR back then? I mean, and then, hey, he's trying to get in his 21-day window, all that stuff. Would we be that mad at this point? I don't think so. I think that we're just mad because he's been on the roster and we've been talking about it here and there back and forth. But if he was on IR and he was just back of the mind, wouldn't worry about him until we saw him pop back up.
Yeah, right. I take it out of your book, Clayton. You always talk about, in the pressers, the coaches, they're really speaking to their players, right? And, one thing Matt does is he's extremely accountable. And the other thing he does is what we're talking about, like today, he hits you with the boilerplate response, right? Just the very quick, factually accurate response, and leaves it alone, because I think I agree with Emilio. I don't think he's going to take the bait and say, yeah, well, I asked Ja if he was ready to go, and he said no, but looks like he can play, and not, I don't think our head coach is going to do that, and that's kind of one of the things I respect about him. So right. I think you're right, though, too, Clayton. Maybe there is something to read there based on that alone, So guess we'll see what happens as we move forward. But hopefully we at least see Jair play some playoff football for us, at some point this year.
Yeah, and again, I think the answer will come in the offseason, obviously, right? Whether they restructure, if he comes back, if they decide to trade him, whatever it might be. And again, there's no indication whatsoever to suggest the Packers are interested in trading Ja. Like, there's nothing firm there. Anything that we've talked about on the show, I don't want to mislead people to be like, hey, we're hearing this. No, this is just fans talking like fans. Hey, if it were to come up, what do you think you would get? What's the salary cap ramifications? How much do you free up? All those things. Like what Prince says, Matt Schneiden looking to lose his Tupac show for next year. So obviously he's got the coach this season on a kind of a one-on-one basis there with the show. So pretty damn good show that Matt Schneiden runs too. I like Matt Schneiden. I think he does a great job. I really do. And so let's see what else we've got here. Let's go back to Twitter real quick. And it is official. Josh Jacobs did win the Scepter. So he is the winner of the Good Morning Football Angry Run of the Week award. You guys remember the stiff arm he laid on the Honey Badger. It was funny hearing Kyle Brandt set it up too, going, man, he took one of the best tacklers and just threw him like a rag doll. And it sucks because he's going to be on the show later this week. Tyrone, sorry, man, but they were already trying to do damage control because they knew they were going to have him on the show, interviewing him after they posterized him all week long with the Angry Run of the Week.
I'm surprised and happy, right? I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think that Bears sympathizer Kyle Brandt was going to allow one of our running backs to be on the Angry Runs. But I guess a little bit of respect for Mr. Brandt out there.
Yeah. At some point, you got to bend the knee, right? I mean, once you break 1,000, that weight's kind of pushing on you. You gotta do something.
Yeah, and he's been running through people's faces all year, right? And tossing guys around all year. It's about time he got an Angry Run.
Same dude. That's the same dude, right? That did that thing before the Thanksgiving Day. Like, come on, everybody knows we're all Lions fans, right? That same dude, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Clayton, get that comment off the screen. I almost spit up my coffee.
Yeah, Respect Orange says Angry Runs. Sounds like a bad night of Taco Bell.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
Not if you cap it off with the Cinnabons, those little ice. Ooh-wee. Clayton, you know what I'm talking about, right?
You hurt me, Brett.
You hurt me, Bill. You hurt me, Taco Bell. What are you talking about?
You know those Cinnabons, like with the icing they have in them?
At Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Or just in general? No, I've never had that, man.
Oh, next time you're there, get a dozen of them. I mean, they are absolutely fire.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Y'all trying to give me the diabetes is what y'all
Okay, they have a 2-pack, but once you slam both of them, you're going to be upset you don't have 5 more. I'm telling you.
Emilio eats like a horse, never gains a pound, man. It's funny how this works.
Did you say they had a 2-pack?
There it is.
Say 2-pack.
There it is. All right, let's keep this thing moving here. As Respect Oranges officially got us on the show sucks train.
Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. That's all Bates does.
This is why we don't highlight these comments. Unbelievable. What's this? Milltown Corey, cinnamon sticks only from Taco Bell. Sorry. Is that what he's talking about? Cinnamon sticks?
The little twist, the cinnamon twist.
No, not the twist. Nope. I'm talking the ones with the icing inside. I forgot what they're called, but I'm telling you. It's gotta happen.
How do you forget what they're called?
Because I don't go there very often, but when I do, I get a dozen.
Let's keep this thing moving here, boys. Goodness gracious. PFF Packers. Jordan Love has big play upside against Minnesota this week. Love ranks second in completions of 20-plus yards downfield, which puts him in line to pick up chunk plays against the Vikings defense that ranks 29th in deep completions allowed. So it sounds like their weak spot, obviously, with them, they like to mug the line of scrimmage. They're giving up some deep shots. So this could be a big game for Jordan. If that's the case, that will kind of lean in the direction that we talked about, Tim, that seems like the majority of the public are all over the over of, I think it was 48.5 points, maybe 49. So for me, man, again, I kind of look at these two defenses and I could see it being one of those games that, I could see it being like a 2017 game too. Now, you're inside on that fast track, right? That turf in Minnesota. So the weather is not going to be a factor at all. I'm sure that plays into that over as well. So what do you guys think about this, though, the big play ability of Jordan Love matching up against Minnesota Vikings pass defense here, man?
I mean, I think that goes to TC fans' point earlier on the super chat, right? We gotta lean on Jay Money, man, a little bit. I just don't want to bail on the run when it's working for us, but Jordan's going to have to continue to play well in the passing game, and this O-line's got to continue to protect him because they're going to have their hands full against this Minnesota defensive front. And I think the passing attack with the run attack, if you marry those up just right, like we've seen Matt LaFleur do multiple times this season, I think we've got a good chance to win. But I'm with you, Clayton. I don't see this being a quote. It'll be a shootout, but I don't see it being a super high scoring type of affair. I mean, the last time these teams played, it was 22-20 or something, right? Was that the final? So, I just don't see it being a wildly high scoring contest. What do you think there, Sombrero Santa?
Yeah, that's I don't know. With the weather being nice, you could have it. I feel like you always have a chance with it being inside. You don't have to worry about the wind, anything like that. If he's dropping dimes, let him keep dropping them. But like you said, getting through the defense for either team is going to be an issue. I do like that Matt's always kind of feathering it in. I forgot who was saying it, but they were asking Matt, is that something you want to do every drive or how many times? He goes, no, it's kind of just comes naturally that it's sort of just feathered in there. But you have to kind of force them deep once in a while just to keep the defense honest. Same as you run the jet sweep once in a while just to keep them honest horizontally. Same with the screen, all of that. So I think everything has their place, and it really kind of just, if they want to start, I mean, the way the Packers are talking in their interviews, the players and stuff, we're going to start fast, physical, get out to a lead. That way we don't get behind like we did last time. I could see them putting up 30 again, in what Minnesota's only 2 losses have come to teams that have put up 30. So maybe that's something that we shoot for. And maybe it does get to that. And I'd be happy again with our defense under 20, our offense over 30, defense under 20. Whatever the over under is on the game is, if it's around 50, you might take the over.
Yeah. Let's see what the chat says. Respect Oranges says, I think Jordan will have a really good game. He was injured last time, Tim. That's a great point, man. He was coming. Wasn't that the first game that he was coming off of that injury? Am I thinking right?
Yep. And Josh Jacobs was saying they had to he was only able to kind of roll out one way or this way. You had to get rid of the ball quick. All that stuff changes. You can't. The plays aren't the same.
Yep.
Great point. So, and when we kind of combed through the notes from Chalk Talk, I couldn't find the actual video. I was going to put it in the telestrator and we could walk through it real quick. But when you look at the notes here, first quarter, 12:43 left, a 3rd and 14 play from their own 40. Sam Darnold hit Naylor for a 31-yard game on 3rd and 14. So they're connecting on those 3rd and long, obviously, there early. Then you had a 1st and 10 play there later that drive from Green Bay's 29 was Darnold to Addison for the 29-yard touchdown. Green Bay missed the field goal after that, so it should have been 7-3, right? And it was a 37-yarder, boys. Boy, we've come a long way, have we not? That's wild to think about. So it should have been 7-3, and then the following drive, Green Bay gets called for 4 defensive penalties on that one drive. So obviously that would lead to a Minnesota touchdown. So now you're down 14-0, and I feel comfortable saying without the penalties and you not missing that field goal, it really should be 7-3. And then, of course, 23 seconds left in the first quarter, 3rd and 7 play from your own 33-yard line. Jordan Love throws that interception, and they go on to get a Addison touchdown on a jet sweep. So they're up 21-0 all of a sudden. Then Green Bay missed a 49-yard field goal, still 21-0, right? And then they go. Minnesota went 3 and out the very next drive, and that's where you're getting into the latter half of the second quarter there. So I just wanted to mention that, like, this is what Coach Stenavich was talking about, right? Everything that could go wrong went wrong, and it went wrong within the first quarter of that ball game.
Right.
You can't expect that to happen again. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's exactly it. The fact that you literally had all those penalties, you're shooting yourself in the foot 10 times that game. I mean, all the pre-snap, all the post-snap, I was getting upset with the penalties. The fact that we were having 10 a game is out of hand. So I think they've come a long ways. And I think that was also the time, when we're still trying to build up our run game, see where we're at. We didn't have all the faith in Josh Jacobs. I think they were still trying to learn him, and feel him out. And so I think that they still put a lot on Jay Love. I think if he didn't have to throw a lot this game, they'd be fine with running it. But they just weren't built to where they are now. It's a completely different team from the beginning of the year. We would absolutely stomp the team that played Minnesota earlier this year.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I wanted to just throw this up real quick. Milltown Corey, almost no play action against the Vikings the first game. Huge difference this time around. And that's a testament to what you guys were just talking about, with the penalties and plus, a whatever 70% Jordan Love, whatever we had when he was coming back from injury. We also, we didn't particularly run very well in that affair either. And I think now with the run game that we can lean on, I think we'll see a little bit more play action on Sunday. What do you guys think?
No, I think so too, man, because again, with that brace, with his knee being tender, they could not get under center as much as they wanted to. That was very, very evident. So, and again, the numbers suggest it's easier to run out of shotgun than it is under center. But the play action under center is where you get into. I mean, that's really, really.
That's deadly. Where it's real deadly. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Let's see here. Joseph in the chat says it's going to be a high-scoring affair for sure. So he's definitely on the over there. Jim says, I think the Packers need over 31 to win. And again, that's kind of what you were saying, Emilio. It seems like what teams have done here recently, right, to get the dub against.
Right.
Against
and we've gone 6 games now, over 30.
Yep.
So that's hey,
you take that into consideration with like what we're seeing here on the screen about and the big throws and how the Vikings are giving up those big throws. It does kind of feel like a recipe for this could be success for the Packers. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's kind of what's connecting with me there.
No, that's exactly that's all I was going to say was, hey, it kind of walks right into where we've been playing these past couple weeks. And if we can keep, we score 30, I think we almost always win the game. The only one that would be Detroit and Eagles, and it's not like we've lost a lot this year anyway. So,
yep, good point. Let's see here. Ari Iron Miner says turnovers, penalties, missed field goals. Man, that'll lose you the ball game every single time. Greg Rice says, LOL, kicker talk is like mama's homemade meals, a hug from the inside. So there you go. We used to only do kicker talk when we got super chats, but man, we've grown and changed.
Kind of wiggles its way in there when McMoney is just hitting them, right?
That's what she said. So let's see here with Jeff Halfley, since you popped up on the screen here. And Chris N mentions, guys, should the Packers be blitzing Darnold considering his success with blitz this season? No, you need to simulate pressure, right, with those confusing looks and only bring 4. It doesn't mean you're only going to bring 4 all the time, But yeah, Sam Darnold has been as good as anyone in the league in terms of quarterback play against the blitz and against pressure. So make him read that thing out.
Yeah.
Get pressure with 4, and it's easier said than done. I got you. They've got two really good tackles if they're both healthy, and I'm assuming that both of those guys are healthy. You didn't see them on the injury report. I don't think they're on IR. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's a lot tougher to do that than we mentioned. But man, if you can get pressure with 4 and keep those other 7 in coverage, it's going to be absolutely huge. And keep in mind too, guys, there was a couple of times where he scrambled on 3rd down and picked up the 1st down. That's something else you got to take into consideration too, because it just takes 1 or 2 of those 3rd downs early in the game, and you get them off the field. Yeah. And next thing you know, it's a 1-score game, right?
And it just takes 1 or 2 guys getting, like too far out of their lanes. They're breaking contain, getting washed out of a play. 1 or 2 guys do that. That's what breeds those plays, right? So if you're sending 5 or 6 and you got 2 guys deep in the backfield, of course the quarterback's going to run into that space, right? I mean, the key is to not give it to him.
No doubt about it. So, yeah, in terms of, should you be blitzing Darnold, the Packers defense this year, 6th in points per game at 19.1. They're 7th in yards per game at 313. 3rd most turnovers at 28. And keep in mind, guys, the turnover differential in this game, Minnesota won it 4-3. We had 3 takeaways in this game. So the defense really showed up to play. You look at the score and think, no way. But when you turn the ball over 3 or 4 times yourself, obviously you're giving them those extra possessions. And then 6th most in sacks with 43. Keep in mind, last I heard we were top 3 in pressure rate when only bringing 4. So the pass rush is here, Emilio. Like you can do this. You can get pressure on them with 4. Yep. And I think Hafley really – the reality is, and I'll turn it over to you, Hafley understands what he's got in his defensive personnel and today way better than he did back in September. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I was going to say that Tennessee game we went to, now it's not a fluke. Then we were like, dude, I don't know, man. In fact, we got 7-8 sacks. I mean, can they really do this? Maybe we're not getting 7-8 sacks every game, but the defensive line has absolutely come together. They are humming. And the way everyone talks in that locker room is like we're fighting for each other. The 2 tackles are fighting so the ends can get a breather. The ends are looping so that the Mike can get a scrape blitz. Any of this stuff is all building up just so that on Sunday, Monday, whatever, Thursday, they're humming. And it's really awesome to see. I was pulling up last game against us. Darnold was 20 of 28, 71.4% completion, 275. Of 9.8 yards a clip and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick for a 123 passer rating. Now, yeah. I mean, he was cooking us. He really was. I mean, and then he didn't have to do a lot in the second half because he roasted the defense in the beginning. But again, that's the offense. Let's not get out to a slow start. Keep the ball, keep them off the field. The basic, let's try to win this game with a grind.
Yeah, and the big difference here, too, though, is, like Holmes says, Bullard and Hopper are hurt. You got to keep this stuff in mind. We just talked about it, Tim. You're missing 3 starters. Now, the first matchup, you were without Jair Alexander. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can remember this. Pretty sure Quay Walker played in that first game.
Yeah.
Right? So he's not playing in this one. So you're down that backer. And then, obviously, you're down Evan Williams. I'm almost positive Evan Williams played in that game as well. So, got to take those things into consideration, too, here when we're talking about this defense. A shout-out to Eli Berkovitz, obviously one of the best follows on Twitter. He's the one who had this tweet. I meant to say that, at @bookofeli_NFL. So he's the one who posted that about Jeff Hafley. All right, we'll have to skip over that. Really cool, though. Our good friend here on Twitter, John Miller from NBC 26, was actually on Good Morning Football this morning, which was awesome to see. So shout-out to him, man. Did an awesome job with that. Really, really cool. Seeing some of the local Green Bay guys, obviously covering the team, getting some national notoriety. And he's a fan. He's one of those guys that he's living the dream of covering his favorite team. He's not one of the people that scream, I'm not a fan, I'm not a fan. So it's cool to see those homers get recognized like that too. Milestone watch. Tucker Kraft needs 5 more receptions to pass Richard Rodgers for the most receptions by a tight end in their first 2 seasons, man. Tucker Kraft continues to kind of crank it up. We talked about this, I think, earlier in the week. This could be a big day, and I think we got some more tweets we're going to hit on with Tucker Kraft. We'll kind of roll through here, but I really wish we could play this video of Carrington Valentine.
Oh, man.
If you guys have not seen it, I know we'll get hit with the music copyright here. The Green Bay Packers tweeted this out, and it was Carrington Valentine mic'd up. It is must-see TV, man. My favorite thing, and I had a typo here, autocorrect got me, but I think it was Emmanuel Wilson had a big play, and he said, "That boy stay at my apartment." It was awesome.
They're neighbors.
That's awesome.
They go to practice together every day, and they're really good friends on the team. You love to see it, man.
Yeah, Tim, what did you think of that mocked up, man? It was pretty damn cool, wasn't it, man?
Man, really, it's not so much Carrington. I mean, it gives you a kind of an inside look at the type of player CV is out on the field. But it's just the way that his teammates respond to him, I think, and the way that we talked about this, this morning, the swagger of a defense when you've got players like this. And one of the things you'll see when you watch that video is Xavier McKinney huddling the boys up. I believe it was before that Saints game, and just telling them, energy, we need the energy up. And that's what guys like Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon bring to the table in that secondary. Jair too, when he's available. Yeah. It's a level of hype. The hype radar is through the roof. And when you're tuned up, as I say, or fired up, ready to go, the piss is hot, pick your favorite adjective, that's what you want, especially on the defensive side of the ball. On your offense, you're probably telling guys a little bit of the opposite, probably telling them, hey, simmer down. Let's be calm, cool, and collected here as we go execute. But on defense, man, you want to have the energy super high all the time, rallying to the ball, and go check out that mic'd up, man. It's a really good insight to a year 2 player, man, 7th round draft pick, stepping up into that starting role that he's been kind of thrust into this year, and he's hitting it head on, and he's playing good ball, and he's showing leadership qualities, man.
Yeah, and if you're not on Twitter, you can watch it on YouTube and hit the like button while you're here, but go and search that mic'd up and watch it. But yeah, dude, seriously, I mean, he, like you said, Tim, it's like the dude just adds starter fluid to the carb and is just letting that thing go. I mean, just let's get that thing humming, and having that energy on the outside corner of a 7th round dude. It's crazy that we've had production. We've gotten super lucky and blessed that it's worked out.
Yeah. Yep. United Bates says he just spills positive energy. And I've seen a couple people on Twitter commenting on it going, I just need you to shut up and play ball. I bet you're just a damn ball of joy to be around, Bub. I bet you are a blast to work with and play a sport with. Like, you don't – there's no clue whatsoever as to what that does for a team. And I do remember it was like LaFleur's 2nd year, and he was mocked up for a game. It was at Lambeau, and he walked over to Jair before that game, dapped up with him, and was like, hey, I need you to bring that energy today. I need you to be that spark plug. Like, you keep the guys up, right? That stuff matters. It truly does matter. So it feels like
see on the field, but you can read body language when you watch these guys. You can see a defense that's, low energy, hands on the hips. Maybe they're physically tired. They're mentally not focused, and they're emotionally not invested. And that's how teams get smacked around. And when you got guys like CV out there, it doesn't really happen. Our defense always seems to have the energy, and I love it.
Yeah, it's huge, man. And Bill Belichick harped on it forever. I remember watching a documentary on him. I want to say it was a Football Life, and he was showing tape of celebrations or lack thereof from his team. He's like, look at so-and-so here. He made a great play. You can't tell. Nobody else seems to give a damn about it. And he's like giving his team hell for like not celebrating together, not encouraging each other and enjoying that moment, right? And you see Belichick and you think he would be the opposite. No, that stuff matters, man. That's how you keep the piss hot, as Coach LaFleur says, right? So it's absolutely huge. For sure.
And like Bates is saying there too, it's positive, right? He's not, everybody has different ways of motivating your teammate or your coworker or your friends or whatever, and it's not always positive, right? Sometimes people use negative tactics, and that's not what
negative reinforcement, Tim, always gets them going, right?
Yeah. No, sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah. I'm trying to see who it was. Someone had mentioned Preston Smith earlier in the chat here. They said that Preston Smith, here we go. Ron Sanville says, I was surprised Preston Smith was a healthy scratch this week. So Preston Smith, obviously, since he left, LVN's pressure rate is going through the roof, right? It's increasing every single week the more reps he gets. So the fact that he was a healthy scratch, and then Milltown Corey said, Ron, the other healthy scratch was Dean Lowry. LOL. Stiller found out they're not good. So, again, the fact that they didn't give up a whole lot for Preston Smith, obviously, and we were trying to make sense of it when it happened, right, that trade. It's obvious now that they were trying to get Brenton Cox Jr. and LVN more reps, and I think it was the right move. I mean, listen, I love Preston Smith as much as anyone, but you can't argue with the facts, and the facts are the pressure rate, the sack rate, everything has gone up since Preston Smith was traded. So it's obvious.
We got more explosive on that line, on that D line. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So Emilio, I know you missed the Bears ranting that we did.
I did.
I think it was, yeah. So Ryan Schlip kept it going. He posted this tweet from Next Gen Stats and put this is what it said: Caleb Williams did not complete a single pass beyond 6 yards downfield until the final drive of regulation in the Bears Thursday Night Football loss to the Seahawks.
Bears still suck.
Under 10 air yards, he was 15 of 17 for 107 yards, okay? Over 10 air yards, 1 of 9 for 15 yards and an interception. Of course, Ryan just posted the garbage can. Absolute trash. So, and again, not everybody, the Bears fans that are clinging on this Caleb Williams thing, they're looking at the touchdown to interception ratio and going, how good he is. That doesn't mean you're winning football games. That doesn't mean you're driving. We talk about it every week. The 4 most important things, in my opinion: middle eight, turnover differential, explosives, and penalties. And also the first down passing is something I like to kind of keep my finger on the pulse there. You're looking for explosive plays. When you hit on a pass of 20 yards or more, or a running play of 10 yards or more, it triples your chances of scoring on that drive. When you're too chicken to throw the ball more than 6 yards down the field, you are not going to hit explosives. It's going to take a hell of a yak play to make that happen, and you're not going to score points. So what's the name of the game? Scoring points. You reverse engineer it. You want to score points. How do you score points? You got to hit explosive plays, right? And you've got to protect the football while doing it. So, it's just
pull that chart up real quick, Clay, one more time.
That chart right there.
That's a good chart too. That shows the hip pain. But
Heisman Trophy winner.
That's it.
Yeah, seriously, look at that. I mean, we can't even throw to the left hash. I mean, the only time we can throw left's on a bubble screen, and besides that, every rollout he has to end up on the right side. I mean, I get that you have no power, you have to end up on the right side, but you're putting yourself in just a brutal position. I love asking all the random people you meet online, playing football or whatever on Xbox, like, dude, what do you think of Caleb Williams? Oh, he's the truth, man. He's a GOAT. It's like, what are we watching? I mean, for real, it doesn't matter what fan they are. What are we watching?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this throw right here, the longest throw, was on the run, escaping the pocket too. And people go, yeah, man, he's no doubt. He is accurate throwing on the run. There's no two, but he is not accurate throwing down the field from within the well. Boys, you can't win in the NFL constantly moving the pocket, constantly. They're not even moving the pocket. He's dropping back one read. All right, let me run around for 30 seconds behind the line of scrimmage and then throw the ball, chuck and duck, hit the ground, and then stand up like, my offensive line can't block.
I don't even think
there's no pocket there. There is no pocket.
Right. He doesn't have a 3-step drop, Tim. I mean, the dude takes a 15-step drop every time he drops back.
Yep.
It's so true, man. So true.
And the finger pointing and shoulder shrugging and pouting doesn't help when you're playing like that either.
No, that does not inspire people. All right, I say get your damn popcorn ready. Fox Sports NFL tweeted this out. Big NFC North showdown on deck. We'll see you in Minnesota on Sunday. So it's going to be the 3:25 Central, 4:25 Eastern kickoff. Packers, Minnesota, obviously up there at US Bank Stadium. This is the game of the week. So we're going to have Tom Brady on the call with Kevin Burkhardt, I believe it is. And obviously Aaron Andrews is going to be on the sideline. I don't know who that other schmuck is on the right. I think that's the one that pissed Matt LaFleur off last year about the kicker comment. I could be wrong, though. I might be wrong there. But I know this, man. A lot of people dog Tom Brady. I think he does a phenomenal job calling the game. I don't know how you guys feel. I thought he's done really, really well this year. So
I think he's getting better every week.
He started off rocky. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, he's still finding his groove. It's a rookie season for him again. It's been a while since he's been a rookie. So I think he's doing great.
I love the little interview he does after the game, though.
Yeah.
That's the best one. That's the best. Getting the one-on-one with him. That's awesome. But
obviously when he breaks down quarterback play, live on the color commentary like that, that's just that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. For those of you listening on the pod, that's going to do it for hour 1. We will see you on the other side for hour 2. We appreciate y'all.